while since the last video. Just been busy. It's been cold as well, so not much progress has taken place. There's a few things I just want to update you guys on. I know some of you guys are asking for another video, but I thought I'd give you a rundown in terms of the actual projects that I'm working on, as well as the upgrades that I've been making to some of the old bike, as well as the two new bikes. So you can see here, suspended at the bottom. Let me switch to another video. What you can see here is, so with the version 1 of the bike that I made, the electric one, where I chopped up a bike frame, realised there's a few things that's wrong with it. The geometry is all wrong. You can see it's just sort of thrown into the corner here. So I thought I want to make a new one. And with the main aim to make it a bit lighter. So the previous one was using sort of quite a thick 20 mil steel tubes with a wall thickness of about 2 mil. So overall it became pretty solid and pretty heavy. So what I'm using now, this is the new version, you can see, so suspension still needs to go on, but the main frame is done. I'm using 12 mil steel with a 1 mil thickness. You can see that it's been suspended, just trying to get the geometry right. A few things that I've been also working on is, I wanted the battery to be enclosed. Right now, with the first iteration of the bike, the battery was exposed to elements. If it rained, I couldn't go for a ride. So with this frame, you can see that you've got the main chassis, and what that will be panelled in and made waterproof, with all the connections coming out with waterproof connectors. And then the idea is also, with the first iteration of the bike, I never had suspension, and it was a bit of a bumpy ride, especially when it comes to the front of the bike. So I've got suspension forks for fat tyres, as well as the original rear suspension coming back from a motorbike. These are pretty crap, to be honest. The RFY Chinese suspensions, so I'm probably going to get a motorbike monoshock, either from a pit bike or something else. And the idea is that it's going to be, again, almost a cafe racer style, with a singular seat here, with all the lights, bells and whistles, etc. The other one, with the big motorbike, it's been a long, slow process. So first started off with the Kelly controller, and realised that actually I want a bit more power in terms of the Kelly. So I moved the Kelly from this particular motorbike to this one. So this will be running either a 72 volt or a 60 volt bike. That's battery, sorry. And then with this one, this will be running a 72 volt, 500 or 50 amp hours, to give me a decent amount of range as well. With this one, with this motorbike, I'm planning to get a road legal in the UK, so I'm going to try and submit for MSVA test, and get everything sorted that way. So in terms of controller, I'm going to change it out to the far driver controllers. So this is the 72330. It's a pretty decent controller. Haven't fully tested it yet. The spec wise seems pretty good. And then right now I've just been focusing on the wiring. So you can see here, excuse all the mess, underneath that main beam I've got a fuse box, everything labelled. Everything's been using these sort of waterproof connectors for automotive. So right now I've got rear brake, which works. The indicator's working as well, front and back. The right indicator's working front and back. And then I've got a temporary headlight, which obviously is misaligned, but I've got a new one coming in. So I've been working on that. The next step in terms of getting this up and running is working on setting up the controller. Everything's in Chinese, so a bit of an issue. And then slowly work towards building the slightly bigger battery pack. And that's it really. I'm going to try and document this whole process a bit more. Let's see if the horn works. Nope. Need to get that replaced. But yeah, I'm going to try and document this process a bit more, because I know a fair amount of you have been asking for updates. Let me just switch over to the other camera. Alright, so picked up one of these LED headlamps. There's a back casing I also bought as well, which I already fitted onto the bike. I'll show you guys in a second. But I realised that I don't particularly like these connectors, so I want to change them to these automotive waterproof connectors. They're smaller, they're waterproof, shouldn't cause many issues. We can go from there. So we've swapped out the original pigtails for the automotive ones, and then what I've done is made another pigtail here. So this end will go into the handlebar switches on the actual motorbike itself. These ends, along with the black cable which I've lost, here it is, will go into this connector here. So I'm going to set that up now. Just make sure the wire colours and polarity is right. So we've got negative here. So got the headlamp wired into the bike. It's not the wrong end, so let's put this on to dipped. See that nice straight line. Now we got them for the high beams, and let's stick on hazards as well. So you've got both hazards working as well. That's pretty much it.